to a new live stream. Nice to see you. Happy Saturday. I hope you are enjoying the start of the weekend. Nice to see you all of you here, guys. Nice. Siri Venkat, welcome, man. Mohammed and TG, nice to see you. We're gonna, of course, do all the special requests today, and of course, the most interesting coin to see what's going on. Let me welcome all of you. Sean, nice to see you. Pepe, please, already written. So I already wrote some special requests. AI16 is in the main list already. There is a story about it. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Also virtuals is in the main list. We have FETCH.AI. Nice to see you. Arthur, good evening, bro. Nice to see all of you guys. Clementinox and hey KG, hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine, thank you, bro. And always a pleasure to watch your live stream. Thank you, Ted. And all nice to see you, man. Hi, just to analyze, is there an alt run going to happen? BTC? Well, yeah, we're gonna see this also in Bitcoin dominance to see what is doing as well. Ted, SPX 6000 is already there. Pepe also already there. What do we have else? GC Vega, nice to see you. What's up, man? Funk, hello, hello. And Better Call, WLD. I think this is not a good coin. We saw this, man, and I think it was not good, but I'm gonna take a look again. If it's not good, man, today I took some decisions regarding, of course, the coins that we should analyze more often. Clementinox, could you please look at near, of course. If you still have time, of course, we still have, bro. Kevin Gunawardana. Okay, a very long nickname, but nice one. It sounds like nice. Very nice, guys, to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Good morning, Better Call. So basically, guys, as you can see, there is new coins in the main list, and those are main coins for now. AI16 virtuals because they show like good potential. You know, in this channel, today I want to focus much more on quality and also on quantity. Yeah, so there is a lot of shit coins over there. Yeah, so there is a lot of them which are not worth even to look at the chart with it. And today I took a decision that I should focus much more the channel on something much more safer for you and much more healthier. So I try to, of course, divide the coins in the primary and trusted coins, which they have already an impulsive chart, and we're talking at the all-time history. So we have like 3 categories. Those are the main list of the channel. So the channel will always have this list basically as videos. Yeah, so those are the main videos that we're gonna see: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Render, Injective, Sui, Tau, XRP, and of course FET. Okay. Now, of course, there is other category which is less popular, I would say. That is Binance, Link, AAVE, Virtuals, and AI16, and Rune. Okay, so those are also impulsive charts, still looking, of course, for higher sooner or later, which is good for both case scenarios, whether you are a spot holder or if you are a future trader. Okay, futures trader. So, and of course, for the meme coin and some coins which are like almost unknown, which is Sia coin, but it has a very nice potential as well. And of course, some meme coins and BGB, it's a very new coin. It's a little bit unknown yet, but it has a very good potential. That's why it is in this category. Now, of course, we have, of course, other secondary trusted coin, which normally we do, of course, like I can do this on X much more often, for example, and of course you can see it on X. Don't forget to follow. We do updates daily for 2 or 3 coins, and those are one of them. All right. So we have Near, AVAX. I know that those are very old coins and popular, right? But unfortunately, the charts are not helpful anymore. Yeah, so near is very sideways and corrective chart actually. Yeah, corrective. And we have H bar. It's also fine, but of course, I mean, it's impulsive, but it's not that how to say, like it's not so volatile. I mean, it's volatile once it is bullish, but most of the time it is sideways, which is a little bit boring, right? Um, yeah, and the other things now we have, of course, WIF and Popcats. Those are also meme coins in, of course, a second category. But it doesn't mean that we don't analyze them. Of course, we analyze them, but it will be much more often on X. And of course, guys, your special request on the live stream can be, of course, for new coin like WLD. But if we do it once and second time and we don't see a potential for this coin, therefore, why we should do it, right? I mean, why we should look at the chart, which it might be misleading for our trading or our portfolio, right? So therefore, this channel focus, guys, always on the best coin that we can trade, that it can be much more beneficial for your portfolio and for everything. And that's why I took this decision. So basically, yeah, so we're gonna see much more often these coins. Yeah, so these coins much often on the channel. On X, we can see, of course, the secondary one, and so on. If you have a very special coin, we can see it only in the live stream. Okay. All right, guys. So let's see what's happening today. Bitcoin is in green, right? Is in green. Funk, I have a request to have a quick look at PENDLE. Okay, let's see this one. It's funny already, the name, but yeah. Is it a meme coin? PENDLE? Okay. All right, so Bitcoin is in green. Today we saw the deep analysis, right? And we mentioned that despite the impulse toward the downside, guys, we cannot yet confirm 100% that we are in the bear market right now. Okay, now in a bigger overview, we are in a bear market. We are in an expanding flat, but the question is, did we finish a wave B expanding flat? And that because, of course, we hit the 1.05 here, which is this one, 1.05, 111, very precise hit, right? And very decisive downtrend, right? So it is a question mark right now. Is it the signal that we are looking for a wave one and then looking for 3, 4, 5 continuation toward the downside in a wave A, B, and a C expanding flat? Because of course, expanding flat would like to take the all-time high. Today I got a comment. Why you say we are in a bear market and we are in a new all-time high? Well, only who doesn't understand Elliott wave, of course, will ask this one. I respect it, of course. Therefore, my answer was, please research expanding flat wave B in Elliott wave. Okay, so it doesn't mean always when you take a new all-time high that you're flying to the moon, okay? And that's why sometimes many of you lose money just because you buy over there. Oh, we took all-time high, meaning we're moving to 200K, right? This is the psychology behind it in this market, unfortunately, that we see always this. And suddenly, of course, we drop down very massively, which is, of course, a destroyer. And therefore, of course, an expanding flat wave B can, of course, hit the 1.05 as a first target. It's a signal, okay, there is some weakness there. We might still move higher, but don't forget that the common targets for a wave B are the 1.23, 1.38, which are the 119, 126. And yeah, we're still looking for a higher potentially, right? And okay, we see a drop, but it's not yet clear for us that we have finished a structure here. I would like to see an impulse, a clear impulse, finish toward the upside. Whatever we have here, corrective or impulsive, you would like to see a finished impulse. Why? When you have an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your wave 5 has to be an impulse, right? We don't see this. You have 1, 2, and then basically 3. What is the 4 and a 5, which is the bullish scenario here? We saw it today in the deep analysis. You can go back to it and, of course, see it much clearer. If we are corrective, let's say WX and a Y, your wave Y has to be a zigzag, right? When you have a zigzag, meaning impulse, correction, impulse. Where is the impulse? Right? If we have something else, whatever we have, let's say ABC, okay, wave C has to be an impulse, right? So however you turn it and however you try to find an impulse here, it's not really easy to find an impulse, yeah? And I would like to see a clear finished impulse. Now you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, okay? Or it can be this is your wave 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, okay? Then we have a wave 2, and then, okay, you got 5 waves toward the upside, wave 3, now invalidation. It's fine, okay. That means something else is unfolding. But we're not bearish yet because 100%, because of course we're still seeking for something to finish up in an impulse. You cannot finish simply in a zigzag. This is the idea. The only way to finish in a zigzag is to finish 3 zigzags. What does this mean? Ending diagonal, which it's gonna turn into 5 waves. As conclusion, guys, there is no way to move down without 5 waves finished. And I don't see 5 waves finished yet. Okay? So that's why I cannot really yet confirm 100% still, of course, a bearish market. Okay? Despite that we see, of course, an impulse. I know we see an impulse. But it doesn't mean that we're very bearish. Okay? There is still a possibility in front of us, 2 possibilities for the bullish. 2 possibilities are still there. The first one, you finished the first impulse, potentially 1 more wave down for double 1, 2s. This is your wave A. You get a wave B. You get another impulse, wave C. And then suddenly you see, okay, we start to see a new potential toward the upside. What's going on, right? So we might see, of course, an ending diagonal. This is the first potential scenario that we are still potentially in bullish market. Well, not bullish, uptrend market, I would say. We are in a bear market. Another scenario is bullish. Here, if you are bullish, 1, 2, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which is hard to get a wave 5 unless, again, ending diagonal. Right? By all means, guys, it's a little bit hard to say that we are ready for a bear market. The only possible way, of course, that is always like the market will find a way, but it's a very, very low possibility, which is right now the WXYX and a ZY, because we finish in a zigzag, only in 3 waves and not 5 waves, right? So if I want to take this as a zigzag for a wave Z, for example, you can take this wave Y over there. You can somehow get an X here. You can count, for example, W. You got your X. You got another wave Y as a zigzag. You got an X and a final zigzag toward the upside. Why it can be finished? Because you have 3 zigzags, which are making 5 waves in total, right? Very complex structure and moving towards the downside. The only possible scenario that it can happen is this, in case we are in a bear market. But I doubt it because normally WXY, X, and a Z is a very, very complex structure and very low possibility to get it, very rare. And besides, we got something very complex already before. So why getting, again, one more complex towards the upside? Now, what I see it here is a W, X, and a Y. This is what I see, okay? And to be, of course, in a zigzag for a wave Y, you still need, of course, 1 more impulse toward the upside. And that means I'm seeking still for an ending diagonal. This is why. Okay? So that's why I cannot say that, oh yeah, we're 100% sure we're moving down, okay? I mean, yeah, okay, it is an impulse, but still have a potential of a zigzag. Once we break this zigzag, guys, if we break it, meaning the one-to-one fib level, if it is broken, okay, the possibilities go higher. If the 1.618 is broken, therefore I would say 99.99% we're bearish. Okay, and that because you still can get a wave C extended in a zigzag. Imagine, yeah. So to this far, it can of course test our nerves, right, and then still reverse towards the upside. Abudi, nice to see you, man. I'm doing great, thank you, bro. I hope you're doing good as well. All right, guys, so let's start. That was for Bitcoin. I hope that this was helpful and clear enough why I'm still looking for something higher, knowing that I'm in a bearish market. Okay, I'm very complicated, maybe, or you think that I'm contradicting myself between bullish and bearish. We are in a bear market, but we're looking for higher prices correctively. This is what I'm saying. You're very welcome, and thank you, Abudi. All right, guys, so that was for Bitcoin. Let's check the dominance. Before we check, let's start our list with the timing to keep it nice for you guys. So basically we are at 26. Okay, let's put this down. Bitcoin, I think we started already at 18 at least, and right now we are 26. Okay. All right, so Bitcoin dominance, let's see what's going on there. Yesterday, it looks like during the massive drop, also the dominance dropped down, right? It has dropped down as well. Hi, Anton, nice to see you, bro. And then today, we start to see, of course, higher prices, or since midnight yesterday, right? And this looks like kind of an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what did we got here is, of course, potential impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave A, wave B, and we were testing anyway an ending diagonal, which it has worked perfectly, potentially for a wave 2 after a massive impulse toward the downside, right? Let's go to hours here, is better. Now, it can be, of course, an A, B, and a C, but also it can be something very impulsive, finishing in ending diagonal, right? Like kind of like 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5, yeah, as an ending diagonal. So both possibilities are there. If we are in an A, B, you're looking for a wave C anyway, so still looking for lower. If we are in a 1, 2, meaning you're looking even for much more lower for a wave 3. And that means, of course, that the Bitcoin dominance is almost done there, but doesn't mean that Bitcoin is done from being a little bit more impulsive and seeking for higher. It doesn't mean so. The possibilities also are still there, of course, for a zigzag 1, 2, yeah. Or if it would like to take the high here, if this is considered something like, let me zoom in. If this is considered something like, I don't know, ending diagonal, all of it, or leading diagonal, sorry, this one as an A1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, because it is possible as well. And this is your wave 2. Well, possible that we move towards the upside. This is a bullish, okay? First signal, taking the high. This is the first signal, taking the high here. Second signal is coming back to this blue box, hitting the 1-to-1 fib level and surpassing it or overshooting it. Once you overshoot the 1-to-1 fib level, this is much more bigger confirmation we're moving towards the upside again for the Bitcoin dominance. And that means, of course, Bitcoin dominates the market again, and it has much more higher performance than altcoins. AAVE, yes, we can put AAVE, sure. Currently, on a bigger time frame, I'm still looking for lower, okay? I'm still looking for lower as higher possibility because I still see, of course, if we take a look at it, all of it, yeah, we can see that this move towards the upside is not really strong like before as an impulse. We start to test a little bit some weakness while Bitcoin moving up, right? You can see the volatility, right? You can see it very clearly before and after. This time, I don't know why, but I think it's because, of course, a lot of coins entering the market, a lot of shit coins as well, as we know. It's becoming somehow like hard to move very fast or volatile towards the upside for Bitcoin with the dominance. Meaning Bitcoin is facing difficulties right now a little bit, yeah, to get much higher in the dominance. We didn't took the all-time high yet, of course, of the previous cycle, and potentially we are in a triangle, guys. And this, of course, might bring a little bit the dominance lower. I'm not saying we might test the low again, but potentially we can get a wave E here, A, B, C, D, and an E. The wave E is allowed to move only to the middle of the triangle and then moving up again. Okay. Yep. So basically, I'm not seeing this as a nice move, impulsive move. Now it looks, of course, for higher. What it can be as well, guys, is something here, if you have realized, that is a very, very decisive price here, right? When you see something like this, if you take a look at it from a bigger overview, right, out of the box, you see that, okay, this is separating two waves, definitely, right? Definitely it's separating one wave from another. And that means, of course, if this is your first part here, potentially that we are in an ABC zigzag toward the upside, and it might be, of course, moving for higher. Nobody knows, yeah? It might show the volatility right now after this, okay, which is can be, of course, this 1 2 3 4 5 as a 1 2 3 4 5, very possible, guys. But that is yeah, it's a disaster for the alts, right? That would be a disaster for the alts. Why? Because if Bitcoin come back over 70%, that is gonna be a disaster, right, for the alts. It can hit 90%. Okay, so we have to be careful with it. Basically, first signal, of course, that you have to break the trend coming from the top here. Did we broke it or not yet? Let me check. Let's say this is a trend. Well, yeah, it is already broken. This one is already broken, but you're still in a triangle until you break this high. So first signal is given. First signal has been given, and look what happened, by the way. This massive move was, of course, supported by this trend of the Bitcoin dominance, of the trend. So that is a signal. We broke out somehow this trend line. Now, much higher signal is breaking the 73%. If we break the 73%, we might be impulsive here in a wave 3, 4, and a 5. Interesting, right? Interesting scenario. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this as a new folder, A, B, and C. By the way, I just saw this right now. I didn't prepare this before. So alternative, bullish. Okay, so we're gonna keep this in mind. Because before we were looking only at bearish. Okay, what is the alternative? Bullish. Currently, this is what it's appearing as bullish, right? Okay, so that is for Bitcoin dominance. If this happened, currently it has potential, guys. It has sorry, this one. It has some potential. Interesting, yeah. Interesting. Unless, of course, on the lower time frame, we see this playing. Okay, you want to see this scenario playing. If you want to have an alt season, of course, if you're looking for an alt season. Just thinking, yeah, and this is corrective. Yeah, very interesting, guys. This is corrective, ABC, and then we have 1 2 3 4 5 impulse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof. Okay, guys, that is a very bullish setup here. Um, I'm seeing 1, 2. Even leading diagonal can be another 1, 2, and that because if you take the 1, 2 here, another 1, 2, that is a perfect 1, 2. This is what you would like to see, by the way, when you have double 1, 2s. Why? Because it's not a zigzag yet. Yeah, this is not a perfect zigzag, and you did not really touch the 0.618. So there are some signals here saying that this is not a zigzag. ABC. Very interesting. What's going on in the crypto market? Yeah, very interesting, guys. So I'm gonna keep this also in this scenario. The bullish one, right? The alternative, let's put some double 1, 2s here. Maybe. Nobody knows, right? The price action later on is going to tell us what's going to happen. Okay. It's good to go with the stream with you guys. Sometimes I find some new stuff just by pushing myself with you. Crypto, Isaac Dix, mini alt season and cup and handle in mid-August. Mega pump October. No, okay. I don't know what you're saying, bro. I mean, yeah, I hear a lot about seasons and months and something related to the moon and to the sun. We're Elliott wave here, bro. All right. Could you please look at Solana TA? Yes, Solana is in the main list. Sorry, guys, we took time for Bitcoin, but it's very interesting, yeah, because we might be in a bear market and we're testing the things, so it's very interesting to dive a little bit deeper. Solana is there, okay? All right. So, yeah. So basically, this is it for this one. Currently, just to mention that I see a potential for this one, guys. Yeah, I see a potential for bullish for the dominance. Yep. Does the MACD on the dominance works? I never test this or saw it. On the daily is bullish. Yep. Also on the weekly is bullish. Momentum is increasing. Yes, decreasing. Sorry. The momentum of the selling here, or I would say for the bearish, is decreasing. Knowing that there is a bearish cross, but it looks like it is getting weaker and weaker on the 4 days here. On the weekly, okay, you didn't get yet a bearish cross, so higher is very possible. Okay. Yep, that's why I see some potential for higher. Okay. All right. Let's start with the special request, guys. Let's see FET what it did yesterday at 38 minutes. So if BTC dominance goes up, we can forget about alt season. Look, man, I think for this, a nice question, by the way. For the alt season, I'm still looking for it, okay, and there is a scenario for it, but currently something is changing, and I mentioned this, that be careful. Anyway, the alt season is not a strong one. In case we have it, okay, in case we're gonna get one, it's gonna be very fast, because normally wavy anyway is very volatile and fast, and sometimes it just stop in the middle and reverse toward the upside. Therefore, in both case scenarios, I'm not seeking after this alt season thing so much. What I consider in this market right now is to be selective in your charts. Just select the right chart to trade. And that's why that is the point of this channel, to classify again, the coins, which one is the best and which one I should trade. Okay, we have primary coins, we have categories for each one, we have secondary trusted coins, which if you want to risk with it. Okay, if you would like to invest your portfolio and to grow, how to say, not like to grow, not like a moon boy, okay, like you want to go to shit coins which is going 200 suddenly. You don't know when it goes to 100%. You can do this, but suddenly it can go to 100% down. Do you want to take? Do you want to trade or you want to gamble? You know. So this is the idea. If you want to trade, you want to look at this coin. If you want to gamble, you want to look somewhere outside these coins. Okay, because I know that the profits in this coin, on those coins, are not like so big in what you do in a new coin, which is just got listed by several exchanges and is gonna do, I don't know, pump like 200% just in 1 hour. Okay, you can do this and you can do trading. Okay, so this is the idea. If you want to trade, you seek for this one, guys. And regarding all season or not, I don't care, right? If when you start to look at the chart itself and you read the chart, you don't care if that is all season or not. What you care is that you select a good chart to trade. Very simple. Because you can do money in Bitcoin or you can do money with other coin. It depends if you select a good chart. All 2025 isn't it the same as before? I'm not sure. What do you mean exactly as before? I'm not sure what do you mean, bro. If you can specify. All right, let's move FET. Okay. So with FET, very interesting chart. One of the main charts that we would like to trade with. Why? Because you can see, very simple, that you are moving for higher. The direction is already toward the upside. Lower, low, higher, low, higher, low, right? Higher, high, higher, high. This is what you would like to see in a chart. The cycle. Can you tell us if the correction for FET to 0.63 will come in the next weeks, or are we now going first up then going down to the correction? Do you think altcoins will pump now? Okay. Again, about altcoins season pump or not, again, you have to be selective. It depends on the chart. Now, for FET, yes, we're going to dive very deep in it. So basically, this is what you would like to see move toward the upside. You have a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking for a wave 5 minimum target. The minimum target is taking the all-time high, $3.52. This is the minimum for any bullish scenario right now on this chart. And that's why it is one of the main charts. Another scenario, you have a leading diagonal wave 1, you have a wave 2, followed by double 1, 2. The latest 1, 2 took the 0.618, 0.786. Blue box, perfect hit. We were looking for this since the top here, if you remember. We were looking for that. And then here we go, moving toward the upside. Target, wave 3. You can imagine how much high it can be. So let's take the target and show some potentials here. Wave 3 as an impulse taken from this one. Well, this is logarithmic, guys, okay? On the linear, always I prefer to stay on Earth first, and then, of course, if it goes and passes those linear fib levels, I would say, okay, there is a potential for higher. So if we are in a 1, 2, 3, your wave 3 has to take the $5.7. But you're not done yet. This is only 1, 2, 3. Then you have a 4 and a 5 for this 1, 2. Then you have a big wave 1, 2, and that means, of course, a big sideways because very deep alternation between wave 2 and wave 4. Big sideways, and then moving for wave 5 toward the upside. This what FET one of those scenario might unfold. Okay, for the next. Another one is simply, of course, having a zigzag hitting the 1-to-1 fib level or simply taking the all-time high, a little bit few dollars or few cents above it. Okay. Final scenario which is also bullish. You have, of course, a wave A, a wave B, wave W, X, and a Y. Because the wave Y is a zigzag, 3 waves, meaning you would like to see here a zigzag. This is an impulse. Correction, you got an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it can be a zigzag. Correction, a W, X, and a Y, meaning you have finished wave A in the orange. You got your wave B in the orange, and you're moving for a wave C towards the upside, 1.618 or even 1-to-1, simply taking the high. However you turn FET, however you're gonna turn it, you're looking for at least $4.5, okay? In any bullish scenario here. Now, short-term bearish scenario finished. The short-term bearish is finished, and that's why we were looking for this blue box, right? And it works 100%. Despite what we're facing right now, we're gonna see it. But what if we are in a long-term bearish, right? What if this 3 waves up is gonna transform to 3 waves down and then moving impulsively toward the upside? Okay, this is only one bearish scenario against 3 bullish scenario, and therefore the probabilities, you know, it's math probabilities. You have 3 against 1, right? So 75% it is bullish. Very simple, right? If we are bearish, you would like to see 3 waves towards the upside and then moving one more leg for lower, which is impulsive. It can be impulsive, right? And that means when you get 3 waves corrective here, which is on lower time frame, let's move inside it. Here we go. Let me just organize what we did in the daily. All right. So here, as you can see on the lower time frame, in this pump where we got the blue box, now is the answer. Now we get the answer. So first good thing is that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the first step that you would like to see. Okay, I got a breath. We are impulsive, meaning the direction is toward the upside, whatever it's gonna happen later on. Okay, we got an impulse. And that means when you get an impulse, you're looking for a correction, definitely 3 waves, and you're looking for higher. Now, how much higher? This is a question. This, I have no problem with it here. Whatever is gonna happen, whatever, Trump is gonna dump, I don't care, right? It's just, I'm looking for higher, right? But how much? Here is the question. Would it be ABC? Or would it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the upside? This wave C, which I have fear of it, okay, I would say. And the target for the wave C, if we are looking here for this potential zigzag, whatever we're gonna get here, you know, this is a correction here, A, B, and a C expanding flat. So basically, we're gonna hit this blue box again, somewhere here. The 1-to-1 fib level will gonna be at $1.4. Meaning, guys, if you are bearish on the FET, sooner or later, the $1.4 is gonna be taken. Okay, sooner or later. This is the bearish scenario. Okay, where we have A, B, and a C. But after this, yeah, we have a potential to continue toward the downside. However, this has 25% chance. Higher has 75% chance. As simple probabilistic math here. Yeah. Afternoon, MT. Nice to see you, man. All right. So this is how FET looks like, guys, in this chart, and that's why I'm very, very bullish on FET, and that's why it is one of the main coins again. Now, what's going on here? Again, we don't care, but of course, I mean, we're gonna analyze, but we don't care what's gonna happen. I'm looking, of course, for this blue box at the end. What's going on here is after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, of course, yesterday we turned bearish, potentially higher possibility. You got an A, B, and a C for a wave A. You got a wave B. Our scenario was already there, if you remember. Perfect targets for an expanding flat. It reminds us with Bitcoin later on, which is looking for the same, right, as A, B, and a C. You see the small correction? Bitcoin showing the same on a daily. It's the same. Nothing is different, by the way. The same on a daily on Bitcoin. A, B, and a C. We're looking for a wave C around the 0.63 minimum target for a wave 2. In confluence, you can see the 1.618, right? 1.38 is in confluence in this area. You will say how it is in confluence. Here is the question again. Because I am on the logarithmic chart, sometimes the fibs will deviate so much, especially on the lower prices. If we go to the linear chart, look what do you get. You get all the targets in one single box. 0.38, 0.5, 1.38, 1.618. How much beautiful is this? We're gonna see, of course, A, B, and a C. Potentially 0.65 is the aim here. Abudi, so the small correction is now coming for both. Yes, that is a correction, guys. That is, look, guys, I mentioned, by the way, in the videos, if you are bullish on FET, on any coin right now, we are analyzing on the videos like Render, FET, Injective, etc. If you are bullish, you would like to see a move toward the downside. Imagine, I'm contradicting. You can call me, this guy always contradict himself. Yes, we need to move down. We need to dump to get a pump. Very simple, okay? Because if you have finished a wave A here, you did not reach the 0.38 on logarithmic and on linear. This is a problem. Do you think the chart gives you this signal for nothing? It is a signal. You have to know how to read it. If you see a gap between the 0.38 and the 0.23, that is a signal that this is not an impulse toward the upside. This is corrective in both case scenario. Why? If you are corrective, meaning ABC, and then bullish, but if you continue for higher, you are much more corrective. ABC, it's done. This is a wave B because you did not take the 0.38, which is the minimum requirement for a wave 2. If we don't get it, then we don't get a bullish scenario. You get simply a wave C dropping down, taking the low again. Yeah. So this is the thing. And that's why for the bullish scenario, you would like to see, of course, a dump. Small one is fine. It will not hurt so much. Of course, have always a strategy and a plan. What if? Okay, what if this will reverse on me and I'm buying over there? Can I handle it? Can I take the loss, or can I wait there, or can I even bring my entry to there after? Always have a strategy, guys. All right, Xander. ETH BTC chart. Yeah, it's a good question. Why I never do those? I mean, it's interesting to look at it, ETH BTC, because of course it shows some potential. But I never like to make like a coin against a coin. Yeah, it's not really reliable so much, and you cannot measure like Bitcoin with Ethereum and take it as example. Oh, okay, Bitcoin is performing so good against Ethereum, and that means Bitcoin is gonna perform so better than Render, for example. It doesn't work. This is the idea. Yeah, it doesn't work because Ethereum, in my point of view, is a little bit weaker right now as a chart, as the shape of the chart is a little bit weaker from Render, FET, Sui, Solana. I know that it is over 2000 whatever, but the shape of the chart right now is a little bit not Budi. Thank you, man. You don't have to, bro. Thank you, man. Love your analysis. I am in FET and I think it will unfold very nicely. Yes, hopefully, man. That is 75%, and this is a very high probability, by the way. Very high probability. And thank you for the gift, and you don't have to, man. Really. Thank you so much. So, Xander, others dominance chart, we just analyzed dominance already, bro. You can find it at 26 minutes. Okay. All right, let's move to injective. So that was for FET injective. Let's see, injective also is a very bullish one. So injective at 56. Okay. So with injective, again, one of the best chart. Why? Because the same idea. If you're not familiar with Elliott wave, if you are not familiar with it, just look at higher low, higher low, higher high. Very simple. That is the chart that you would like to have and trade with it, because you can get much more safer trading, right? So basically, on FET, it's not so far. Sorry, on injective is not so far from FET, but only potentially it can be having a little bit slight difference, which is double 1-2, big double 1-2s. So the leading diagonal is there. You're looking for a wave 5. Minimum target is taking the all-time high, which is the $52. 1-to-1 fib level, or 1.05 $60 in a wave 5 leading diagonal. Okay. Second scenario, double 1-2. You have great impulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meaning 1-2, 1-2, explosive waves toward the upside for a wave 3. Final scenario, A, B, and a C. You finished a wave A. You are looking for 3 waves finished. Perfect hit in the blue box as expected, with our 1-to-1 fib level also in confluence. Moving for wave C towards the upside. Okay, bearish scenario, short term is finished. Long term, you would like to see 3 waves towards the upside, meaning zigzag, again, the same as FET, zigzag and moving down. Or you simply get a zigzag 1-to-1 fib level, you continue toward the upside, meaning you are bullish. Once you break the 1-to-1 fib level, this is a key level to be watched later on. Let's move inside it for much more answers. So on FET, the same thing that we have. We have 1-2. Potentially, we were looking for double 1-2, but I'm out of it right now, especially that we got an answer here, right? Because we were very bullish again, right? But we never forget that always a wave B as an expanding flat is always very tricky. Here we go. Perfect hit, right? So basically, this 1-2 is outside. So what we have exactly right here is a wave 3 here. Wave 4 finished, did not interfere with the zone 1, so perfect. Wave 4, wave 5 finished. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C for a wave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 5, extended wave 5, because your wave 3 is very short, very typical Elliott wave pattern. A, you got your A, B, and a C for a wave A. You got an A, B, and a C expanding flat for a wave B in another expanding flat, which is bigger. Yesterday, we got our wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Targets for this wave 2 is gonna hit taken from the wave 1. Wave 2 as an impulse. We are looking for around $10.5. In confluence, if we take this expanding flat as a wave C expanding flat. How much beautiful is that? How much beautiful is that $10.5? On the linear chart, in confluence, also with the $0.5. So on the linear chart is 10.36. On the logarithmic chart is 10.5. Meaning in all case scenarios, we're looking, of course, definitely for this area, guys. Preferably here always on the fib levels, looking at the linear. I put logarithmic to see better waves. But for the fibs, it is much more precise maybe for using the linear. Yeah, $10.3. That is a perfect target. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 moving toward the upside. Very simple. All right. And that's it for injective. I mean, if you move for higher from now, that's very bad. That's not good. Why? Because as you can see, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished here, potentially you have, of course, a very shallow wave 2 or a wave B, and you're moving for higher. So therefore, this can be a wave C. This is a wave B, meaning A, B, and a C. Remember, on the daily, we said the only possible scenario is to get a zigzag continuation toward the downside. Again, the same on the daily. You have at the 1-to-1 fib level here, you have, of course, a crossroad. 75% to get this direction to up, 25% to move down. Why? As probabilities, you have 3 scenarios in bullish, you have 1 scenario in bearish. Okay, very simple. Probabilities. Okay, that was for injective. All right, cool. Let's organize everything. Here we go. Let's move to the next one. Isn't injective 1-2-1-2? Well, I had this scenario before. If you go back in the beginning, we had a 1-2-1-2. I just deleted right now. It was, of course, testing this scenario. You would like to see higher prices, but yeah, we start to move, of course, impulsive with a wave 1. Therefore, you got an answer. You got an answer. It tells us, of course, that you are not in double 1-2. You finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Short wave 3, extended wave 5. Very nice one. Okay. Total 3 maybe. It's interesting to take a look, but yeah. And someone asked for Bitcoin ETH, right? BTC-ETH. Let's put it like this. Okay. All right. So next is render. Yeah, render. You know, Sui was the most highest potential scenario for bullish between all the altcoins last week. Unfortunately, I don't know if that was in purpose or not. What happened is, if it was in purpose, I start to doubt a little bit, guys. Of course, I don't like to talk. I don't like so much conspiracies and theories and so on. Yeah, but I'm not that type of person. But I was very suspicious with what happened with Sui before, of course, the news here. Yeah, it has started to dump before the news. Because, of course, of the hacking. So Sui has the highest, the enormous potential for bullish. Many of you start to call me at that time a moonboy for Sui, which is, maybe you are right when you hear me. But unfortunately, I have my reasons that it was very, very bullish. Okay, if the hack did not happen with Sui, Sui was over there before start dumping, and the dump would be okay, very massive, but Sui would have reached this price. Okay, and that because, of course, Sui has a lot of, how to say, like this wave 3, you can see it already. You can see already how much perfect, by the way, the leading diagonal for a wave 1. just to let you know, based on my experience, guys, when you have an impulse starting with a leading diagonal, you might have a very, very impulsive structure. When you start an impulse, wave one with an impulse, it might be a very normal structure, normal impulse, it's fine. But when you get a leading diagonal, the leading diagonal is like loading and loading and loading. Yeah, so it shows a potential how much strong this impulse is gonna be. Yeah, and it shows you the strengths because like the bears couldn't took the low. You're just building up and up and up. Yeah, whether with the lows or with the highs, and that shows, of course, the potential how much this impulse can be very strong. And this extended wave 3 was overextended, of course, 2.618, and we got a very, very corrective wave. And when you get a very corrective wave complex, you might see a very, very explosive push again. And this is exactly what we got. After this, again, very, very corrective. And that means, of course, it was looking for another impulsive structure toward the upside. And this was, of course, an extended wave 5 because we were looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This was the last wave of your main impulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Unfortunately, broken. Yeah. Currently, broken was the hacking. Yeah. And I start to, at that time, unfortunately, we were, of course, in the top. We were profit, I think, 80% of our trade. I don't know, on Discord members, if someone was in the copy trading. We were almost on 80% of our trade. And then, poof, everything just gone in just 1 minute. Of course, we had our stop loss in profit even. But yeah. At the end, yeah, it was like a partial stop loss, and then it moved toward the downside. It took some minimalistic loss, but yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, so basically, I start to doubt, like, okay, is it another coin company hacking Sui, just as competitors, But I mean, at the end, they heard the ecosystem, right? The whole system. It's not gonna affect only Sui, right? But yeah, nobody knows, guys. Nobody knows. But I mean, I'm not the. I told you I'm not that guy. But I start to doubt it. Is it because it is very, very impulsive? Like it might attract a lot. So this is the thing. But maybe not. Maybe it's just luck. All right. So with Sui on the daily. By the way, I mentioned everything here. I didn't mention the daily, how much strong it is, right? Sui is definitely in double 1-2s, or at least wave 5. The percentage of profit or return that you can get from there, if you start it, is 500, guys. That's why I was saying Sui is incredibly profitable if it worked. And still working, by the way. It's still there. But I was looking for it already from there. I was looking for this as a wave 5, almost. Yeah, that was very interesting. How can I join your Discord? Any link? Amdira. Okay. So our Discord is a private, bro. So we have, of course, a Patreon membership, and you have YouTube membership. One of them is, of course, one way to enter our Discord. And of course, if you choose YouTube membership, don't forget to send me an email. You can find the email in the info of the channel. Just write your nickname, of course, in the email so I know who you are. And of course, you're very welcome. I'm going to send you the invitation link over there. Aladdin, FET can be wave B and go upside from here. Yes, but do you want so? Nobody want it, bro. If you know that this is gonna lead you to a bear market later, I don't want it. Let it dump. Let it get a wave 2 and then pump again. AB, it is not Sui hacked. It's a protocol built on Sui. Yeah, I mean the Cetus, right? The Cetus company. That's true. That's true. The company was hacked. Unfortunately, they didn't work on their protection. They should work better on it. All right. So with SUI, we are in potential double 1-2, guys. A very high potential scenario, and I'm almost sure that we are in a double 1-2. Why again? Look how much huge this impulse is. How much huge it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Meaning we're looking for a wave 3, guys. We're looking for this. Let us stay on Earth. 1.618, 9.78, yeah, dollar. From $3 almost. Very interesting for SUI, and that's why I was pretty sure that we're looking for something very big, and we're still looking at it. You know, it's not done. Potentially, so we still have, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, possibly. Yeah, it can be an ending diagonal. Yeah, very possible. And then moving wave 2, but yeah, I don't like it, right? I don't like to see something like this. It's not really a nice structure, but it's better, of course, just to finish it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially, because this was a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for your wave 5, guys. Now the wave 1, which is an impulse, has just finished as a wave 5. So you got your impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're moving for a wave 2 right now. Another scenario is finished ABC. You finished 3 corrective wave, very complex and finished, and you're moving impulsively for a wave C. Target is $7 minimum, right? All right. So just some presentation. Here we go. Okay, so let's move to the lower time frames to see and get some answers. So on the lower time frame, of course, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we don't have any other option that finishing a wave 5 over there. This was considered a 1, 2, and we were looking for the wave 3 until the hack happened, right? Wave 3, impulsive toward the upside. This did not happen, and that means, of course, it has turned into kind of like a regular flat. So A, B, and a C toward the downside. Targets is 1.0 and 1.05, $3.5. Now, on the linear, even on the linear, look how much high SUI is, that even with this correction, he couldn't reach the 0.38. Interesting, right? But that doesn't mean that it's not gonna get it. Of course, it's gonna get it somehow. Even it can be something else here, and I believe it's gonna unfold a wave Y, W, X, and a Y, because this impulse is already very close to finish an A, B, and a C. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it because we didn't reach the 0.38. And that means, of course, it might turn into a zigzag, W, X, and a Y. By the way, SUI is a lover for 0.5 fib level. Okay, so this is what I'm seeking for, yeah, in SUI, to see what's gonna happen. All right, guys. Basically, there is nothing very special. I mean, it's an impulse, very impulsive structure. We're looking for a wave 2 or a wave B. If we by the way, if we take only here and we move very high, this is of course suspicious to be a wave B. And then you move for a wave C toward the upside corrective. Okay? Yep. So these are the potentials. All right. KG, could we look into JASMY? Yes, sure. Sure. With pleasure. All right. So, okay. All right. That was for SUI. SUI is still very interesting one. Why I don't have SUI here? Okay. All right. So I think we started SUI at 1 hour 7 minutes. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at Solana. We are at 114. All right. Okay. All right. Yes, we all don't want it, Aladdin. Of course, yes. We want to have bullish scenarios. I'm not a moon boy, guys. I want to be bullish because, of course, I wish that everyone makes money in crypto. Yeah, the spot holder and the future trader, both. Clementinox, we skipped render by accident. Did we? I didn't look at render. Okay, yes. All right. That what happened. I was like sure something happened. So I think yeah, we start Sui here and now we're moving with render, right? Okay. So now we move with render before Solana. Okay. I hope that I didn't mess it up. All right. So render. Thank you, Clementinox. Yes. Sorry, guys. We did Sui instead of render, yes. I think because someone asked me on Sui. I don't know why I got lost. Sorry, guys. All right, so yeah, let's see render. So with render, let's go back to the logarithmic chart. So you can see on the linear, it's so bad to make Elliott wave, right? But on the logarithmic, now it's awesome, right? That's why I use the difference between both. Okay, let's move 4 days. So render also having the same setup. I don't know why it's not loading. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, back to Bitcoin. Very nice. Trading view. Okay, what's going on? All right, I don't know what's going on with the chart with trading view. I got this already offline and then it worked later on. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside. So we have an impulse and then a correction ABC and then impulse toward the upside wave 3. So by all means, same setup, same as injective, FET, and Natsui. Yeah, so, those three are having the same structure, guys. Again, higher high, and higher low and higher low. Yeah, and also higher highs. Very nice structure. Moving toward the upside, leading diagonal wave 5. You would like to take the all-time high, which is $13 at least 0.7. If you are in double 1, 2, you're looking for a wave 3, impulsive and explosive. After hitting, of course, the perfect fib levels, I would say the minimum requirement for levels for a 1, 2. In confluence with ABC, 1 to 1 fib level, moving impulsive. Very nice, okay? We got, of course, a WXNOY, ABC zigzag because impulse correction impulse, wave A, wave B, wave C towards the upside. Again, three scenarios, main scenarios against only one bearish, which it might be, of course, a very low probability because longer bearish scenario is very low probability, guys. Okay, and especially that we have only one bearish scenario, and that means against three. So we're moving toward the upside in higher probability. And if we get more answers here, if we are corrective or are we impulsive, so the 1 to 1 fib level will decide and the three ways will decide, right? Now, if we move on the 2-hour chart here, what do we have is the following. So we have an impulse, all right? We have an impulse, and here where you say, okay, let's cool down, everything is fine, whatever is gonna happen here, we're moving toward the upside sooner or later. Now I have two setups for render, okay? The first setup here was the bearish one, which is higher potential that you are in a wave A, wave B, which is very shallow, and that because you hit only, let me take the fib again, you hit only the 0.23, the 0.38 is so far on the logarithmic and on the linear. Again, another signal. And that means potentially if you move for higher as leading diagonal potentially or ending diagonal, sorry, This is going to end up an A, B, and a C moving down, taking the low again. We don't want this, right? What we would like to see is this scenario, which is a dump to get a pump, right? Finishing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3, A, B, C, or W, X, and Y for a wave 4, and get an impulse for a wave 5, finished wave 1, you're moving in ABC for a wave A, you're moving in an ABC for a wave B, and then simply wave C towards the downside, A, B, and a C hitting the blue box again, impulsive and explosive for a new uptrend. In confluence, the 1-to-1 fib level, are those right? Yes, I think yesterday night alone I made all of these, just an overview over the market. Everything is ready for today. So 1-to-1 fib level is in confluence with the 0.5, and on the logarithmic chart is in confluence with the 0.38. $4 on the logarithmic, also $4 on the linear. How much beautiful. Very clear target, $4. And render might move up from the $4 again towards the upside. Ooh. All right, very simple. Two scenarios, one is bullish, a higher possibility is this one. Why? Because we got corrective, which will, thumb up. This is what we would like to see, right? Bearish, you would like to see higher prices. Imagine. Like, if you want to see higher prices, you're bearish, definitely. Because you finished A, B, and a C corrective moving down. That's not good. We need the chart to relax, right? We need the chart to relax a little bit, dump, reload, and explode again. This is what we would like to see, guys. Yep. Pike Eve. DIA looks interesting. I would like to know what's your thought on it. Sure, let's take a look. DIA. Isn't it the CIA? DIA. Okay, DIA. Is it? Isn't it? No, that was the the diamond coin, right? It's not the same, right? Diamond, DAI is what you mean, or that is a stable coin. Okay, we're gonna see this anyway. All right. Solana. Let's see Solana. That was for render. Solana at 122, guys. So as you see, guys, what is good that render, SUI, injective, FET, all of them looks the same. Isn't it beautiful? They are looking the same and giving us much more confidence that yes, we are in a small correction, we're moving in a wave C, and we're pumping back again for very high for the next uptrend. That's awesome. All right, for Solana is a little bit different. Now finally you say, okay, something different, not repeating itself, right? But what is good in Solana, which is of course one of our main coin, again, you have an impulse toward the upside, you have a higher low, another higher low, you have a higher high, right? Very nice chart to trade. Basically, we have an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave A, wave 1, A, B, C for a wave 2, or a wave B, right? Meaning you are in 1, 2, potentially 3, 4, and a 5 leading diagonal. You would like to see a wave 5, impulsive because you have impulse, you would like to see a wave 5, also an impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2, wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 is a second scenario. Very interesting one, which has high potential, by the way. A, B, and a C finish zigzag. You're looking for ABC 3 waves and looking for a wave C towards the upside. Also, if you are in a leading diagonal, you're looking for 3 waves, wave 4, and looking for a wave 5. Also, if you are in 1212, you would like to have 3 waves. Wave 2 hitting minimum target 0.38, moving toward the upside. The blue box here is so much in confluence with all the scenarios that we just mentioned. It is very in confluence, guys. And that means this in a wave 4, let's say a leading diagonal, which is the minimum. This is the minimum possibility for the bullish, taking the all-time high again with a wave 5. This is a perfection for a wave 4. If you are in a wave 2, this is the minimum requirement. And if you are in an A and then wave B, 3 waves toward the downside, 0.5 is a perfection for a wave B. How much perfect you would like to see? Much more than this, right? So I'm very convinced that this will be, of course, our target. Yes, we're gonna have a dump a little bit for Solana, but it's gonna pump very high after all. Yeah. We are looking at an impulse already on a wave A. You got your wave B potentially finished with this dump right now, and then we're moving for a massive wave 3 toward the upside, C toward the downside. So don't be surprised and don't be so scared. I know that it's gonna be scary, guys, because Solana is gonna show much more red than any other coin, much more than FET, much more than SUI, Render, and every coin that we just saw it so far until now. It's gonna show a lot of red, and it's gonna be very aggressive, and it's gonna be scary. Okay, but I know the targets: $75, $50, and I believe the 75 is the one. Why? Because now we're gonna get much more evidence that this is a target we are looking at it. Look what we get as a new. This is what we added new, by the way, to the chart here. Wave C in a zigzag. What a beautiful center. $60. What a beautiful number, right? Very psychological. By the way, all the numbers here are very psychological. $75, $60, $50. Awesome. And I believe that the $60 has higher potential, which is in the middle. And by the way, let's say the price goes there, and I start my trade here, and my entry there. The price moves down, hit the $50, and then move up. Do I care? Of course not. If it moves down a little bit, do I care? Of course not. I just want to be in the market. What if it moved from there? Or what if it moves from there? Therefore, strategy. 10%, I don't know, 20%, 30% of portfolio, whatever your strategy. Of course, don't take the numbers exactly as I'm saying, but yeah, you got the idea, right? So, I just joined your Silver membership. Could please add me in Discord? I bought a membership from Pat. Thank you, man. You're welcome to our Discord. And if you did it on Discord, I will message you directly on Discord. But of course, after the live stream. Thank you, bro. And nice to see you there and in our community. So one more thing I would like to show here is a linear chart. If we have a linear chart, where this is gonna lead us between the logarithmic and the linear. Of course, on the linear, it has transformed the 0.38 and the 0.5. It has been already crossed. A huge difference, right? But if you can see here, the 0.618 and the 0.786 is, of course, a $70, right? This is also what is our one-to-one fib level. Well, our one-to-one fib level is you cannot look at it, even it's minus. But the $70 is very interesting on the linear. Yes, as I told you, on the linear, it's gonna be scary, guys. Okay, it's gonna be scary. The impulse towards the downside is gonna be scary. It's gonna look aggressive, but if you trade on logarithmic chart, it makes you feel much more comfortable, honestly, looking at it. Yeah. Here we go. That's it. This is gonna be the $70, as you can see, that you saw on the linear, because $60 even at the 1-to-1 level. Okay. All right. So better to take it on the logarithmic for Solana, since it has overshooted, by the way. All right, let's move inside it to get more answer, guys. So Solana on the 2 hours chart, let's move. All right. Okay. So A, B, and a C, yes. So we have, of course, the same scenarios here. We are looking. Look how much Elliott wave is beautiful, guys. We are looking for a correction wave B and to move toward the downside. Now, you finished an impulse wave A. You got your wave B. You start a 1, 2, 3, potentially finish 4 and a 5, and we start the move toward the downside. But what I believe here happened is that this was extended. Wave 4 and wave 3 over there. So basically your wave 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, finishing wave 3. Then you got ABC for a wave 4. Then wave 5 finished taking the all-time high, moving toward the downside impulsively. Cool. We are looking, let's clean up a little bit, too much things, no need. Also no need. All right. Yes. So basically we have finished, I would say, a wave C short. Yeah. We were looking for a wave C at 1-to-1 for level 230. I think that it's not gonna be taken. I think we're moving toward the downside from there. Okay. So basically, this, of course, an impulse 1-2. Well, this looks very creepy, right? Looks very creepy 3 ways toward the downside. We're gonna see how this, but it can be double 1-2, guys. So 1-2, 1-2, and then 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. We're gonna see this. All right, guys. I think I need just 30 seconds. I will be back. I need just to open the door for someone. Just 1 second. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm back. Sorry, Amazon delivery. All right. So basically, we have, of course, a potential double 1-2s. Yeah, that we are looking at here. So we have to be careful with it. Now, definitely, this is an impulse, but it's looking weird a little bit. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Well, yeah, it is an impulse, guys. Okay, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, currently you're moving correctively. Okay. So basically the wave 1 is there. Now on the 1 hour chart, it's hard to see it. It looks like 3 waves, which is a little bit, how to say, misleading. But on the 15-minute chart, you can see that, okay, no, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay. And we're moving here something corrective potentially, A, B, and a C finished. Well, obviously it is 3 waves, meaning WX and a Y potential, and then moving towards the downside. All right, so basically Solana is very clear. Potentially we have finished the wave C here, and that means, of course, we finished ABC and we're moving towards the downside, guys. Right? continuation of this trend for lower. Okay, so Solana, even despite the massive downtrend that it might have for a wave C, I'm still, of course, one of the main coins. Okay, on the all-time history, Solana is very bullish, guys. Whatever it's gonna happen, Solana is very bullish. I know that it might be very aggressive, but at the end, it's still a bullish chart. On the logarithmic, of course. If you look at it on the linear, you will not trust it. All right, Abudi, thank you, bro. You are the king, man. All right, so yeah, that was for Solana. Let's see another nice coins. Those are new, by the way, trusted coins for KG Trading channel. So we're gonna see those even in videos much more often for AI and virtuals, because I don't know why. I think I'm not so much into what is the coin and what is the project behind it and so on. I'm not that enthusiastic. I'm so much into just technical Elliott wave analysis, but this coin is very bullish. Why? It has started with a very clear, nice impulse towards the upside. Okay, this is all what you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Finishing wave 1 or a wave A, you got a WX and a Y, wave B, wave 2, and you're moving again impulsively as a wave 1, which is a good signal, and that's why it entered our trusting list. Currently, you're looking the same as for FET render and etc. ABC simple wave 2. You're looking for a wave 2 here, 0.38, continuation towards the upside. Okay. Let me check the linear. The linear, what does it mean on the linear? Yeah, on the linear, it is carry, right? But if you take a look here, it might, of course, hit the 0.618, right? Which is 0.23 on the linear, right? On the linear, 0.20 or 0.2. Yeah, exactly. This is what I would like to see. I would like to see on the linear a 1-2 perfect target green box on the linear for a wave 3 towards the upside, which is on the logarithmic. The minimum target 0.2 is 0.5 fib level. Very nice. Very nice confluence. This is my target. Okay. And if you have realized so often right now, I'm switching between linear and logarithmic when it comes for the fibs. It gives also much more confidence. Yeah, which price we're looking for. Much more precision. So yeah, 0.5, 0.2 is exactly a number, psychological number as well to hit, and then moving massively towards the upside. Targets for the wave 3, let me check. So if we are, okay, everything is fine. I'm just checking again. Okay, all right. If you are in an A, B, and a C, A, B, and a C, minimum target, you're looking for 2.65. And that means you're taking the all-time high again. The same as the linear, you're looking at the 2.65. Taking the all-time high. Okay? Here we go. If we are bullish, I mean, it is bullish, but if we are in a much more bullish 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, you're looking for the 1.618, $4.2. Over this 1-to-1 fib level, between the 1-to-1 and the 1.618, you see this small gap here where your portfolio goes triple times. Interesting, because on the linear, the 1.618 is 4.2. Look how much higher it can go. Crazy. All right, we're gonna see this. I believe it's gonna happen, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 at least. 1-to-1 fib level. 2.65. I'm not a moon boy. 1.05 fib level is more than enough for me. I don't need more than this, right? So this is for AI. I'm gonna watch this coin, and yeah, we're gonna see much more often videos for it. That was for AI. Let's see virtual, another one. Okay. Virtuals. Okay. For virtual, let's go to the daily. Here we go. Very nice chart again. You have a 1 impulse, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very clear, nice chart. Wave 3 finished. You are looking W, X, and a Y, not taking the low again, so higher lows, right? We're moving impulsive again. So very nice indication. We are again in a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 towards the upside. I'm looking for a wave 2. What is very interesting also is that during the dump yesterday, it wasn't like very strong as the others, but still, of course, showing something, right? We can see, of course, potentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, of course, interfered. Yeah, can it be an expanding diagonal? I doubt it. Yeah, or a double 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and also interfering. So as well, it's not looking really impulsive toward the downside, and that's why I was like, huh, what's going on in this coin? Unless you are in an expanding diagonal towards the downside. So we're gonna keep this in mind. Very rare case scenario, but it might be. Currently, you don't see any signal of continuation toward the upside. Why? Because of course we have ABC here. Okay, simply 3 waves. If we have a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, that's possible as well. Very interesting. If you did FET and render, what is the next target? You can find FET at 38 minutes and render at 1 hour 14. Okay. So that is for virtual. I think virtual can be, of course, well, that would be very interesting if it's still moving toward the upside. Oh, by the way, yeah, we were expecting a potential wave 5 and ending diagonal. Would that happen? Because this dump of yesterday, it doesn't look like so much hurt, yeah, or I don't know. I mean, you took the high anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, very possible. Okay, maybe one more high, and I believe that it might happen. Okay, so bullish scenario. I think that the 0.618 still has a potential to be hit for this one. Virtual 2.38. It is a potential, guys, and then start to moving for a wave 2. Very interesting. Because the price action on the lower time frame, it shows like, I'm not affected. Trump can do or say whatever he wants, right? And it looks like, yeah, just one more leg and then moving down. Very, very possible. Or simply moving directly. I'm not interested. If I'm trading this, I'm not interested in this one leg. Yeah, so just to let you know. But potentially that you can get one, of course, and then moving down. All right. Dia, please. We already put Dia, man. We already. But yeah, I mean, it's there is many coins requested before. Sorry, bro. So it's turn by turn. All right, so we finished the main list, which are also some special requests. Let's see the WIF, what is doing at 1 hour 43. Okay. All right, guys, so WIF, we're gonna move a little bit faster right now. So for WIF, of course, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the lower time frame. And we have a formation already for the A, B, and a C. Okay, it was already expected was WIF. Everything is expected as before. So we're looking for wave C. Nothing has changed. 1.05, a perfect fib level for wave B, expanding flat. And we're moving for the next target, which is, of course, this blue box. Okay. All right. No need for invalidation anymore. The impulse is finished. So targets 0.38, 0.5. Much more precise targets. This is what we can add right now as much more precision for the targets is wave C expanding flat. All right, you will see, oh, it is higher, but here where you have to go to the linear chart, you will see that the 0.5, yes, the 0.5 level is in between. So the price is between 0.75, I would say 0.70, okay, is a good target. Here we go, 0.70, yeah, this area, guys, which is over there, in between, okay? This is 75, this is 63, the 70 is over there. Therefore, simply blue box, yeah. All right, that was for WIF. Next one is Pepe, 1 hour 45. Okay, let's see Pepe. Okay, for Pepe, on the all-time history, which is also one of the good coins for us, of the meme coins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a leading diagonal finished wave 1, potentially wave A. And that means, of course, it's a nice chart, it's a good chart showing potentials. Now, of course, you got a wave 2 or a wave B. You got something impulsive as potential double 1, 2s, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, let's move inside it on the 2 hours. On the 2 hours, this potential double 1, 2 that we are looking here at 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 is not finished yet, okay? The wave 5 is 3 waves here, and that means, of course, it is an expanding flat again, which is this time for a wave 4, extended wave 4, just 1 second, wave B expanding flat, perfect fib levels, yes. Meaning wave 4 is gonna shift towards the right side for more timing, and you're gonna get a very fast wave C. Targets is, of course, this area, all right, which is in confluence with the 0.38. Let's flip this, keep it, okay, here we go, 0.38 and 0.5. Let's put the 0.5, here we go. How much beautiful, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. If you move inside it, you can see already that you have an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very clear. A, B, and a C, one more high, and then moving towards the downside. Okay, so we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, this is what we're gonna get potentially. All right, next is SPX, 1 hour 48. Okay, let me arrange. Here we go. All right, SPX 6,900. Let's see this one. Okay, it looks fine. Yeah. So basically, you might have a wave 1, 2, and then a wave 3, 4, and a 5. It can be, of course, it's not a bad coin. Potentially, you might get a lower price here, 4 and a 5, or it can simply move toward the upside after finished here correction, okay? Because you have hit already the 1.618, you might have W, X, and a Y finished already. So let me clean up a little bit here, wave Y. Of course, potentially you have a leading diagonal. As you can see, our bullish scenario is unfolding here, yeah? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially. Let me move inside much more. Yeah, it looks like virtual a little bit, not so much affected. Wow, okay, interesting. Interesting. What is Discord? Okay. For this one, I'm gonna add it right now before we forget it. We're gonna add it in this category, in the primary. It's very bullish one, yeah, and it's a very bullish one. So we're gonna put it here, SPX 6,900. Okay, interesting. Because the current price action, the local, and the overall is looking very interesting. Okay, it was not affected yesterday so much, And basically you are in 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 finished leading diagonal as a wave 1. You would like to see anyway wave 2, but anyway, it was not really strong. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay, so basically I can call a wave 1 finished. You're looking for wave 2, 3, 4, 5 continuation toward the upside. Okay. We're gonna watch this one. Okay, targets. If we're gonna talk about targets here, so we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 targets are the following, taken from the wave 1, based on the wave 3. Here we go. Those are your targets. Okay. Interesting. Okay. $13. Yeah, we're gonna watch the $13 first. Okay. As 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Don't forget that taking the all-time high is more than enough, yeah, for a wave 5. But obviously, the wave 1 is a huge, therefore wave 3, 4, and a 5. Okay. Also, don't forget, when you get a leading diagonal wave 1, it is a very impulsive wave. Again, pumping, right? Then moving towards the upside. Okay. Clementinox Doge, is it a sideways chart as well? No, it is one of the, it is, by the way, in all the meme coins, the primary one, the most trusted, are Dogecoin and Pepe. Yeah. Then comes WIF and Popcat, but in a lower category because they are corrective charts, right? They are not so much impulsive. All right, but Dogecoin and Pepe, they are both leading diagonal on the all-time history. So very interesting. Okay, next one is WLD. I'm pretty sure this one is not really good, I think, if my memory is still good about this one. And please don't ask me about it anymore if it is the case. Okay, man, why you always ask me for it? I think you're the same guy. Who asked me for this? Don't ask me for this, please, anymore. No WLD. Okay, so why I should trade such a chart? Why I should risk my portfolio? Near. Okay. For near, I know that it has some popularity, but on our Discord, on our categories, is not anymore a very interesting one. Okay. Actually, what is it? I think here it is in the secondary trusted coins. Just in this category because it is just popular. That's it. Yeah, not more. But in reality, it doesn't show any strengths, honestly. Sorry to say. Plus, you are in 3 ways toward the upside starting this chart, meaning nothing is impulsive, and look how it was affected later on. Okay? Sideways, triangle potentially, or it can be A, B, and a C, or even I see it in W, X, and a Y, a big wave Y. This is what I see, 3 waves. Which is not really nice chart, guys. However, we're gonna, of course, analyze it. So, of course, a secondary one and popular, and here we go. So, basically, we have invalidation again for an impulse. Yeah, that's why we have our invalidation here. Taken with the wave 4, which is not good indication. Invalidation of bullish, right? In case you have 1, 2, 3, 4, the wave 4 is taken, and then 5. And yeah, very, I don't know why. Okay, but that cannot be considered an impulse. It's a rule. Yeah, and especially if you take a look inside this wave, you see like it looks like a zigzag, by the way, right? Which is W, X, and a Y here. And I'm gonna change it to, oh, it is there. It is already there. Now the wave Y can be finished or not finished yet. Okay. It can be finished here as a big zigzag, as you can see. If you take a look, guys, also this is not an impulse. It's a zigzag. What is the wave 2? What is the wave 2? Nothing. It's double things, zigzag. Meaning WX and a Y, finished, you're moving impulsively again towards the downside. You have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, A, B, and a C wave 2, moving toward the downside. Sorry, guys. Not really good one. SXT, all right, we're gonna take a look. Okay, for near, very bearish, guys, and potentially looking for the low, meaning in a bigger overview, in a bigger overview, potentially you're not done here. You're still looking for one more low in a bigger WX and a Y, or this is an impulse 4 and a 5. Be careful, all right? I don't like this chart anymore. All right, next one. PENDLE 155. Okay, let's test this one. Crypto capital. This is what you mean, PENDLE? No, I don't think so. You mean this one. Okay. What the hell? What is that gap? Okay, it's a new coin, untrusted yet. Sorry, guys. AAVE, and we're doing this also at 1 hour 57. Before, I don't want to judge just from one exchange. Not good. Is that all-time history, PENDLE? Okay. All right, that's interesting. Okay, this is an impulse. All right. Okay, is that the all-time history from August 2023? For who asked for PENDLE? So yeah, please tell me. So basically, it is it is a 1-2 here, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5. Wave 2 very shallow, 3, yeah, but I cannot complain. Wave 4 is looking good based on alternation, and also did not interfere with zone 1, so therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, I cannot complain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you got your wave 1 or your wave A. So 1, which one is the low? Here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Large brackets. Okay. Let's put it in white. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another scenario is ABC. Okay. A, B, and a C. The wave C is over there. Let's put it in round, by the way, and separate this. Okay. Obviously, that this is 3 waves, corrective, and then you got an impulse. So very typical Elliott wave, very nice chart. Okay, and it's good that I remember that. Okay, I have to try another platforms. So all right, here we go. So we're looking for higher, guys. Minimum target for this one. We are already bullish, yeah, on this one. It looks like bullish. Very interesting. Okay, so zigzag. Okay, 1-to-1 fib level. Let's go linear. Stay on Earth, right? By the way, let's just simply put the fib as linear. Here we go. So yeah, 1-to-1 fib level. You would like to see the 1-to-1 fib level hit 8.88. Okay, we're gonna see if this will take the target. Therefore, we put it on our list. Interesting one. All right, so let's put PENDLE again. So that was PENDLE and AAVE. All right, AAVE at 1 hour 59. Do you have Litecoin in the list? We had it before and I deleted. Sorry, man. I mean, it's a turtle coin. Yeah. So what I would like to do is such thing. Very sideways. You have an A or an X here. I don't like it. Why I should trade this? I have many better options, right? So AAVE, very interesting. Wave A or wave 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 impulsive. You're looking for a W, X, and a Y, wave A, B, and a C potentially, or potentially you have finished correction. You're looking at 1, 2, 1, 2, and then wave 3, 4, 5 as higher possibility, by the way. AAVE still very bullish. If we move inside it, you can see that even yesterday it was not affected. Actually, it was affected in a bullish on the opposite side. Interesting, right? Very, very interesting. And that's why it's a nice coin. So, AAVE have finished potentially a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 extended wave 3, 4, and a 5. We're working on it still. Oh my God. What's wrong with AAVE? A very interesting one. But okay, I think the wave 5 finished over there. It's here. It's bluffing us right now. But interesting with the reaction from yesterday. So nothing. It just moved higher. So A, B, and a C toward the downside. Very corrective still, and then still looking for higher. And that means even this one can be still looking for something much bigger. Don't forget on the daily, you are very bullish because you have double 1, 2. This is weekly, yes. You have double 1, 2s potentially. 1, 2, 1, 2. You're looking for a wave 3 toward the upside, okay? Or ABC, meaning this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But obviously it is not. On the lower time frame, it's looking, of course, for higher. Still corrective, and that means, of course, we're still looking for higher. Potentially the wave 5 is gonna extend as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This ABC can be for a wave 2. Maybe you get an impulse, maybe you get a diagonal. Interesting. So we're gonna watch what's gonna happen, okay? But this chart is very interesting. Cool. All right, next one. Total 3. 2 hours, 2 minutes. All right. Total 3. Okay, so last time we were looking for a wave 3, 4, 5. Obviously, the wave 4 went deeper. Wave 5. 1, 2. Let's zoom in. Okay, no, this is corrective. Obviously, if you are in, yeah, I don't like it that it is 1, 2 even, but if we are still in a wave 2, wave 4 even not finished, one more leg towards the downside for a wave 5, finishing wave 3, then 4, then a 5. So basically, it might still, of course, moving lower, then higher, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay. Based on the time, it's understandable, by the way. Based on the time of your wave 2, you would like to see double time wave 4, meaning yes, it's not finished, guys. Invalidation, of course, is taking this wave 1. Here we go. Invalidation of bullish. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Still looking for higher, right? And that means it's good for BTC, ETH, and yeah, I already mentioned I don't like this, right? Because you cannot really compare this with that, but I'm not sure if this okay. Yes, Bitcoin against Ethereum. Yeah, of course it's gonna show this. I mean, Ethereum is almost like dying, right? So it's an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. There is no doubt in it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah. So now, okay, yeah. So that means, of course, that Ethereum is performing right now, right? So Ethereum is performing. It's very bullish, you know. So that's why you're seeing, of course, this. But BTC-ETH, if you want to see, of course, the whole counting here, you have 3 waves, meaning, yeah, that's not an Elliott wave even. That's not an Elliott wave chart. That's why I don't like to compare these one. Okay, guys, it's a wasting of time using Elliott wave with this. Okay, so you can simply 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, very simple. But even I don't like it. I don't see it like in that way. I'm not interested so much in this, to be honest. Like, I mean, what is the point? I simply, if I want to trade Ethereum, I just go to Ethereum and analyze Ethereum. I want to trade Bitcoin, I just go to Bitcoin and analyze Bitcoin. Kavin, okay. All right, Jasmy. Let's see, Jasmy at 2 hour 7. Okay, so Jasmy. Okay. Now Jasmy is not really nice chart, and that's why it's not on our coins. But look at this drop down, even 3 ways toward the downside. Potentially ABC can be finished, and now you might be, of course, still bearish. Yeah, and I see it a little bit in W, X, and a Y. If you have finished a wave Y here as an expanding flat, therefore, okay, you might be unfolding something toward the upside, meaning finish W, X, and a Y, and now you're moving for something higher. On the lower time frame, if this is happening, that means, of course, you are in an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You finished wave 1 or wave A. WXY not hitting the 0.38, very interesting. But on the linear chart, you did and more. Yeah, it's under the 0.38. And that means, of course, you might be in a wave 2 and starting, of course, a wave 3 toward the upside potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Finished wave 1. Your wave 2 might be, again, of course, longer and then moving for higher. Okay. So in Jasmy, of course, you might be in another scenario, but this is your bullish scenario here. So basically, wave, I would say wave 4, 5 finished potentially here. Yes, 4, exactly 4, and a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So basically, you finished here a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, brackets wide. Here we go. Okay. In this case scenario, you might be, of course, in ending diagonal as well. But for me, I see it wave 2 impulse. Yeah, it might be an impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the upside. It can be in a bigger view, of course, ABC. Don't forget, moving down again, as we saw in the daily. Potential of bearish. Or you can be, of course, impulsive, meaning wave 3 toward the upside. So 1, 2, 3. 1 to 1 fib level will decide. If you hit this 1 to 1 and move down, you're bearish. If you overshooted 1.618, you're much more potential in bullish scenario. This is a wave 3. All right. Can you give me a SAI USD? We gonna take a look very fast. Yes. All right. So basically, I'm looking for lower right now for Jasmy. Target is 1 to 1 fib level. Taken from there. Here we go. Yep. This is your target. 1.015. this one is done. We can clean up and remove it. Here we go. No need for, okay, I'm gonna do this later on. But yeah, so basically this is your target. Let's move for the DIA, 2 hours 9. Okay, DIA USD. Okay, let's see. No, no way. That is no way. All right, we remove it. Sorry, guys. Not such a coins. Always look at the all-time history. SXT. Very new. Okay, it's listed newly, or I don't know. SXT USD. Guys, also new listing, never recommend. Never. No. Okay. That is a definitely no. I give it one more chance. On Maxi, no. Okay. Never ask me for it, please. Any more? Let's take Psi. I think Psi is a good one before we analyze this. All right. Psi. All-time history. All right. Yes. Yes, this is what I would like to see, guys. This is exactly what I would like to see. At least a move towards the upside since the beginning, right? Now, it is true that it is corrective, wave A, but at least it shows clear potential for higher again. So 3 ways up, 3 ways down, and now you're moving for wave C toward the upside. So this, if it is classified in our trusted coin, this would go, of course, in some lower categories somewhere here, with corrective, with the corrective and sideways. Not very recommended, but I mean, okay, you still have a potential wave C toward the upside. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 wave C. Let's move inside it to get much more answers. So currently you are in a wave 1, 2, potentially, yes, an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, and then 1, 2, yes, potentially. Yeah, that's corrective here. Here we go. That's corrective. You might still seek for lower, and be careful from taking the 886. Okay, so your targets for this wave 2 here already taken, and if you're still looking for lower, this is a little bit risky. Okay, be careful. If you take the 886, yeah, meaning of course, and you see, maybe you will say, okay, what has the all-time high or the all-time history, sorry, to do with the local price actions? This is what it do, guys. It shows weakness the whole time, even on the lower time frame. That's not the chart for the, okay, please send me the exchange platform so I can check it. Of course, man, with pleasure, Pike. If it is not that the one. Okay, so for Psi USD is yeah, not really strong, but is risky a little bit because the impulse is invalidated here. You was in 1, 2, 3. The wave 4 dive deeper, took the wave 1. Okay. Yeah, and there is no way to finish 3, 4, 5 here. Your wave 2 is longer in time. You cannot see an alternation. All right. I'm waiting for Pike to send me the diamond. It is NVM. Okay, I never heard this one. Okay, obviously. All right, so dia NVM or BMV, dia USD NVM. There is no NVM, bro. Maybe USDT. There is no one. on TradingView, I cannot find anything called NVM, and I never heard. So the exchange itself is not trusted, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I don't mean to be mean about it, but I never heard in NVM, and if this exchange exists, so yeah, be careful from this coin, man. Okay. Yeah. So, all right, guys. So thank you for being here. And thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and I hope that this was helpful. See you in the next one.